So it's a big piece for them.
Evan, obviously Baylor's been very active with their transfers. Just what are your thoughts on them bringing in Caleb Lohner, also Jalen Bridges as well? What kind of impact, where do you see them fitting into the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, I really like Jalen Bridges especially. At my website, I rate all transfers with a star ranking kind of similar to what you'll see in high school, and he's one of the few 5-star transfers that I had available. So I think he was a little bit underappreciated this year at West Virginia. I think he's going to be a big piece for Baylor, especially with some of the pieces that they're losing to the draft and potentially to the transfer portal. So I think that piece especially is going to be good. And you know that Scott Drew, he chases the right pieces. He doesn't just grab anybody. And in today's age in the transfer portal, there's so little research, I think, that's really going into guys that coaches are pursuing. And you know that Baylor's taking the extra step in doing their due diligence. So I have a lot of confidence that those guys are going to be able to step in and be big pieces for them.
Do you feel like they fill in the shoes of a Matthew Meyer, a James Akinjo? Do you feel like they're at the same level they were prior to those guys' departures with who they brought on?
I do think it's probably a step down. James Akinjo and Meyer were both really, really good. As I said earlier, I think Meyer was underappreciated by a lot of people this year in terms of his impact on the floor, even if he wasn't the main scoring threat. But I do think those are two pieces that really do help cover a lot of those holes too. So it's going to be real interesting to see, especially with the new freshmen they have coming in, kind of what that chemistry looks like at the beginning of the season.
And of course, Sohan and Brown as well on their way out as well. Yeah.
How much can you yet with incoming freshmen? Can you put that into perspective yet with what you do with your analytics because of what Keontae George, the young guard from Kilgore College, how much he plays? How much can you do on that right now?
There's a good amount. I don't have a next year team rankings out yet, but something that I'm able to do is, along with the returning pieces that a team has and being able to project how good those players are, based on an incoming freshman's recruiting profile, just based on how they're ranked according to different services, you can generally get a good sense of roughly how good they're going to be and how much impact they're going to have. And so that also plays a big piece into my early preseason projections. I haven't run those numbers yet to kind of see which teams are at the top of the list, but usually if you have a freshman who's top 40, top 50, they're definitely going to be something that raises your floor and gives you a lot of potential. So some of these freshmen that Baylor coming in are definitely going to play a major part in kind of raising their level for next season.
Look, Langston Love, we don't really know anything about either, so that you can kind of almost consider him a true freshman, or I guess statistically maybe a JUCO transfer that you would look at as far as age and all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. When Langston Love got injured last year before the season started, I think that dropped Baylor. I think I had Baylor, 6th or 7th in the preseason, and his absence for the rest of the season dropped them a couple spots. So you just adding that back in is already going to make at least some sort of a tangible difference. Obviously, it's a little bit of a wild card because of the recovering from the injury. But, that could be a major piece that not a lot of people are really expecting this year.
All right, from Alex Brown.